If I could describe the modern day Switch era Pokemon video games with one word, that word would be displeased. Displeased with how safe they are. Displeased with the lies and rush experiences. Displeased with their nostalgia pandering and their lack of listening to what fans actually want from the franchise. You get what I mean. Whether you agree with me or not, I feel like we can all agree that the Switch era Pokemon games are nothing at all similar to the ones on the 3DS and consoles prior. And to say I've been frustrated with this franchise would be an understatement at this point. But on January 28th of 2022, we were given Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you want my short and simple thoughts on this game, I think this game is a really great step in the right direction, and I think this game has to be one of the best mainline games in the series alongside the greats. Yeah, quite a statement for the guy that has been hating on Pokemon for the past few years. It took me quite a while to figure out how I wanted to tackle this subject, because it honestly feels weird finally having a Pokemon game that was actually fun to play and had some cool and innovative ideas. That was the main reason this video took so long to come out, alongside laziness. But I think I'm finally ready to talk about this game and share my honest thoughts and opinions about this Pokemon game. I should also note that this video is not a review, as it's just going to be my honest thoughts and my experience with it, and this video will contain spoilers including the post game, so if you haven't beaten the game yet, I recommend you do that before watching this video. And with all that out of the way, here are my honest thoughts on Pokemon Legends Arceus and my time in the Hisui region. So going into it, a couple weeks before the game launched, I obviously made a video saying how I was very, conflicted, and I was worried that, we didn't know anything about the game going into it, which I have to admit kind of did work to its benefit, as the game kind of, benefited a lot from its gameplay loop, which I will get into a moment, but obviously being a little bit worried about not knowing about the game, I obviously wanted to look at the data mine because I felt like we literally didn't get any information. And seeing the data mine, look, all I'm saying is if you show this to somebody 3 or 4 years prior and you told them that this was one of the things that was going to be included in the Gen 4 remakes or Gen 4 games, I guess, oh man, I would have been terrified. Yeah, I have to say, looking at the data mine kind of made me a little bit dissuaded. And while some of the Pokemon definitely have grown on me a lot since then, I have to admit, seeing Palkia without arms still scars me to this day. I mean, what the fuck? But regardless of that, I tried going in with a very optimistic view, and what I got out of that was a pretty nice surprise, honestly. So I could take this chance to obviously talk about story first, but the story in Pokemon games isn't really too much. I mean, TLDR, people in this age are scared of Pokemon. You were isekai'd into this world, and you join the Galaxy team, and the Galaxy team wants you to go out, survey Pokemon, get research data on them, and figure out why the hell there's a rift over Mount Coronet. You get the gist. So going into the gameplay, oh boy. I don't want to say this is the best 3D open world gameplay ever, and I don't want to say that this gameplay loop is going to get any Oscars or anything. This is no Breath of the Wild. But oh man, this is what we've wanted for Pokemon in years. You get to hide in grass. You get to, create Pokeballs and just throw them at Pokemon. You get to lure Pokemon using berries and all that. And, you can battle them if you want. And you can also hit them with a back strike, which is really satisfying. And, oh man, I just love having the option to be able to approach, all these Pokemon in so many different ways. And while there was overworld Pokemon in Sword and Shield in some of the routes, it does not compare to this. Being able to interact with the Pokemon in so many different ways, in whatever way you want, it's amazing. It really is, and it really opens the door for so many options. And I've seen so many cool people do so many cool things to catch a Pokemon. Whether it literally just be throwing a Pokeball at them or spamming sticky globs at a Pokemon to catch them. It's really nice having the freedom and option to do whatever. You can make certain food to, make catching a Pokemon easier. Or you can just say, screw it, go into a battle with it and just weaken it down traditionally, And just having that option to be able to catch all these Pokemon is so nice. And the fact that it's so easy to catch a Pokemon too, it makes catching Pokemon so fun and satisfying. And the little firework that the Pokeball gives off every time every time you catch a Pokemon, oh, it's so satisfying. And I don't think the original Pokeball shake animation would have done that justice. Somehow the firework that just appears out of the Pokeball just makes it a lot more satisfying to catch a Pokemon. And I don't know if that's just me or that's just seeing it in action, but it's just so satisfying to catch Pokemon in this game. Now there's also the argument that this system makes a lot of other Pokemon way too easy to catch, for example legendaries, and I will agree with that. It has made some legendaries absurdly easy to catch. But I feel, in a way, like, I think it's okay only because it's benefiting the gameplay. I wish they did something a little bit more different when it came to the legendaries to make them a little bit harder to catch and all that. But in terms of the, like, serving the gameplay loop and, like, you know, catching Pokemon and making it satisfying to catch tons and tons of Pokemon, I think the gameplay really does it justice. It really makes, you know, and there's like so many quality of life features too. Like you can, you know, you don't need to go to like a nickname person or a move person. You can do all of that in the menu, and that is nuts. It is unbelievable how much quality of life improvements there are with this game. I think it just really goes to show that, you know, when it came to this game, they really wanted to try something different, and they wanted to see like how Pokemon would be if they got rid of some of like the consistent like aspects of this franchise and they wanted to try something new. And I'm so glad they did, because that's what this franchise has been missing. It's been missing a lot of the innovation, a lot of like the new features, and just like putting away some of the old features for improved, you know, versions of those features. And dude, what they did to the gameplay loop and what they did to like make, you know, navigating Pokemon and like going through your boxes and like just catching Pokemon in general, it's just so freaking nice. And, you know, you see all these Pokemon in these giant, like, wild areas. And, you know, the Pokemon don't even pop in anymore, which is so cool. Like, I mean, sure, there are, like, low poly versions. Volo's Gibble. I mean, the thing doesn't even have teeth. But, like, the Pokemon, like, they don't pop anymore. Like, they just fade into existence, which, you know, it still kind of looks weird. It's way better than what Sword and Shield had. And, you know, seeing people, like, realize just, like, wow, these Pokemon actually look like they're, like, roaming around. And, like, they don't look like they just appear out of nowhere. It makes the world feel a lot more natural. And it's just so nice seeing these Pokemon just, like, roam around and, you know, doing their own thing. I don't know. It's just, it's really nice seeing them do their own thing, for sure. And the battles too. Oh man, it's really nice. I don't know if it's like my favorite like combat from a mainline Pokemon game, and I'm still not really sure how I want to feel about it, but it's really nice. You can initiate battles using a backstrike style, which will give you an advantage in terms of speed and all that, which I think is pretty cool. And like a lot of Pokemon, a lot of the battles in this game are operating under a turn, like a, you know, like it's kind of like Octopath Traveler in a sense, where like, you know, you can see like, you know, how many turns you have and like how many actions you have before the enemy goes. And that's kind of the same thing here with Legends Arceus. And you can also like manipulate that using the new additions known as Strong and Agile style. Strong, like increasing your moves but like decreasing the amount of turns you have, and Agile increasing the amount of turns you have but doing less power. You know, you get the gist. Yeah, I think it's just really cool that they tried out a new system for battling. I don't know if it's my favorite system ever, but it's really nice, and definitely like it changed a lot of strategies that you would normally do, you know, when it comes to Pokemon. I mean, hell, some moves have completely changed entirely. You know, some moves like Calm Mind, they don't even like boost, you know, special defense and defense anymore. It's just defense at this point, and it's kind of crazy that it's, you know, this is the way they're going with this game. And it's different for sure. It may not be my favorite, but it's different, and I can really appreciate it for being different for sure. And it's like, it's not even just you that can like use these like new mechanics, all the other Pokemon can too. I mean, even the status conditions have changed as well. Like, there's this new thing called Frostbite, which I don't think is utilized enough. I've only had it affect me once. But, you know, it's really cool. It's a really cool new status condition. You know, sleep doesn't even put you to sleep anymore. It just makes you drowsy because, I mean, yeah, why would you go to sleep in the middle of a battle? That makes no sense, you know? I think you'd still be awake during a battle, but, you know, obviously you'd be a little tired. So I think that makes a lot of sense that sleep doesn't entirely put you to sleep because, again, how do you go to sleep in the middle of the battle unless you're Darkrai? Unless you're throwing a Dark Void at somebody, I don't understand how somebody can fall asleep in the middle of a battle. Then, of course, we had the story, which I will be brief on because, you know, story is, it's not really the biggest thing ever, and, you know, this game doesn't really try to be, like, the most biggest story since, like, Gen 5 and all that, but it's a pretty decent story for sure. As I mentioned earlier, you know, all the people of Jubilife City, they're afraid of Pokemon because this is a time in which Pokemon and humans have not bonded yet. So you go out and you fight these, like, frenzied nobles to, like, you know, make people feel at ease that these Pokemon aren't going to kill them and all that, and that Pokemon, you can be friends with them, and you can befriend them and all that. Eventually, this makes the sky go red.
I, Commander Kamado, does not think that this looks good. In fact, I furrow my brow even further.
The commander or whatever hates you for it, kicks you out, out because, oh, it must be your fault because you happen to come from one of those things, so it must be your fault. So you get kicked out, you get exiled, then you have to like talk to the like trio and all that, you know, unite with them, you know, create the red chain, and then go up to the spear pillar, which actually is called the Temple of Sinnoh in this game. It's pretty cool. I actually want to talk about this real fast. The Temple of Sinnoh is actually, you know, spear pillar before it became, you know, spear pillar, and I think it's really cool that it has all these statues of the Pokemon that have helped the hero or whatever that they keep mentioning, this great hero that apparently these like Pokemon have helped, whether it be the nobles or the ride Pokemon. They all have a statue here at the Temple of Sinnoh, and I think it's pretty cool that like during the cutscene or whatever, when like Dialga and Palkia come out, it actually breaks the temple and actually creates the spears in spear pillar. I don't know. I think that's just super cool. But also breaks the statues, and that's why the Hisui region, you know, variants and all that. That's why those Pokemon have been like forgotten to time, because of course the statues like recording them are gone and they're completely like non-existent now. So how would the people of the Gen 4 games know about these Pokemon? And that's the thing, they don't, because, well, obviously they didn't exist when the games were created. Yeah, there's a story reason why, you know, why the hell that like where was Lily again? You know, where was she during the Gen 4 games? I thought she was so important. But yeah, you use the red chain, you capture one of the creation trio, then you go back up and you fight the other one, and yeah, then it reveals its origin form, and I gotta say, even after seeing them in game and seeing artwork, these guys are terrible. I really hate these new forms. I'm sorry. You beat them up and you beat the game, and it's nice. It's nice for sure. I'm not really sure about, you know, how the game ended. I was kind of surprised when the game ended, if I'm being honest. It didn't really feel like a natural ending. It kind of just happened. I was just like, oh, we beat the game? Okay. I don't know. It left a lot more questions than answers, and it made me kind of surprised that Arceus was not more involved in this game. And I get it, you know, it's mostly about like the legends of Arceus and how like a lot of the people believed that this almighty Sinnoh was like one being, and there was only like one, you know, god and all that, when there was actually two gods, you know, time and space. And I get it, you know, it's not really about Arceus itself, more about the legends of Arceus. But I still kind of wish Arceus was more involved. And he is, to a certain extent, in the post-game. But I kind of wish Arceus had more to do in the story, if I'm being honest. Then, of course, you do the post-game, and there's some legendaries you get to catch and all that. And they're pretty cool. They're pretty nice. But nothing compares to the very end of it. And I know I've like been skipping over the story a little bit, but that's just because I really wanted to talk about this part. And this is going to be your one major spoiler warning, because oh my god, you guys need to experience this part on your own. So please, if you have not gotten to the end of the post game, do not watch this video. Stop watching. Go finish the game. So it's revealed that the merchant that you've been talking to, Volo, since the beginning of the game, apparently he's a psychopath, and he wants to talk to Arceus. He's mad that Arceus will not give him attention on his Twitter.com. So he has summoned Giratina, and he's revealed that he's the reason the rifts have been opening, and he's the reason why the nobles have been going insane. And so you fight this man with a team similar to Cynthia's, with a theme similar to Cynthia's, and I can't explain. This fight was just awesome. It was so freaking good. Then after beating him with, you know, my team like completely down for the count, like they're just completely gone, he then comes in with Giratina, and you realize immediately your Pokemon aren't healed for the second phase, and it's just oh man, it's intense for sure. This Giratina like whoops your ass completely. He completely destroys you. And you know, that would be one thing if that's how that ended. But, oh, that is not how that ended. Thank God, dude. This thing almost wiped my entire team. Yo! Oh, no. Is there a second phase? Oh, no! At least it's true strength. Oh, no. Why? Why is the music playing too? Oh, no. Whoa! How am I not dead? You know, this kind of reminds me when I said in my Pokemon BDSP video how I was very disappointed with how they treated Giratina in that game. Did somebody in Game Freak watch my video? Did somebody in Game Freak watch that video? I mean, of course they can't like make something huge like this in like a 2 months time, but like, what is this? What the I don't know, some god out there. Clearly Arceus was listening to my rant about how Giratina was mistreated, and it was just like, alright, let's make Giratina the final Chabambo of this video game. Let's give him an epic guitar riff into his theme, and let's make him one of the best, most iconic Pokemon battles in the entire Pokemon mainline history. And I gotta say, this was one of my favorite battles of the entire game, and I would do anything to replay this battle and be able to see this battle again blind, because this battle was so heckin' good. And with that, Volo wanders off, and then your flute is like upgraded or whatever, and then you get the chance to, you know, go for Arceus, if you've completed your dex, of course. And of course, after completing the Pokedex, you didn't get the trip to go to Arceus himself, and you didn't get the chance to battle him, which, holy shit, he's pretty tough. He is pretty tough, dude, don't I say. And the cool thing about Arceus is that Arceus actually has this new item called the Legends Plate, which actually gives him the buff he kind of needed. Well, sure, it's no Mega Evolution, it's no Z move, it's none of that. What the Legends Plate does is it makes it so that his Judgment attack, every time you go into battle, Judgment, no matter what Pokemon you use it on, will be super effective. He'll do this like little animation before you use the attack where he'll switch his type, and Judgment will be the most super effective. It will go for whatever type is the most super effective on that Pokemon, and it will use it on that Pokemon. And I can't express enough just how badass of a change that is. And just like, it's really reminiscent of the Arceus movement and how he's able to change plates on the fly. And I'm surprised they haven't made Arceus been able to do this before, because it just feels so natural to him that he would be super effective on literally everything in the game. Because, I mean, he should be. He's God. He should be killing everything in one shot with Judgment. And it just feels... It's a really nice addition, I have to agree. So yeah, I have to say, I like this game. I really do. It may not have the best story ever. It may not have the best gameplay ever. But for a Pokemon game, this game has surprised me. It definitely has really has surprised me. It like some of the designs too, they've like grown on me completely. Like I never thought I would love this new Lilligant form. But now this new Lilligant is one of my favorite, you know, Hisui region Pokemon. I love her. She's really cool. But yeah, this game honestly has restored my hope in the Pokemon franchise. Now, of course, I'm still skeptical, and with the recent addition of Scarlet and Violet coming later this year, I'm a little bit worried about Pokemon again. The fact that this game has come out and has somewhat reinvigorated my love for Pokemon, it feels nice that I kind of have a little bit of optimism for the Pokemon franchise again. And yeah, sure, the graphics are really terrible. I'm not going to deny that. These graphics are god-awful. I've never struggled making a thumbnail for a video until this one. There's some really bad pop-in with some of the mountains from far away and all that. And some things just clearly were not textured properly or cel-shaded properly, and there's just not enough like shadows. I don't even know what the issue is entirely or what happened with the graphics department, but whatever they did, it was really god-awful, and I just hate it. But aside from all that, aside from all those like little nitpicks, somehow this game has reinvigorated my love for Pokemon, and I am really excited to see what the Pokemon franchise does after this. And I can't stress enough, I really do enjoy this game. I don't think it's going to be my game of the year for sure. I mean, there's too many freaking games coming out this year, but this game is pretty good. And if you want a good Pokemon experience, if you want something you can sink 100+ hours to, and a game that you can complete and have, you know, things to do for a multitude of hours, I'd say pick up Pokemon Legends Arceus. So yeah, there you go. Those are my honest thoughts on Pokemon Legends Arceus. I know this video was kind of a mess and I kind of just rambled all over the place, but I hope you guys forgive me. I just wanted to kind of talk and speak whatever was in my mind and all that. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Thursday. I hope you guys, have some water. Hope you guys, tell your best friend that you like him. Tell your best friend he's a good friend. And yeah, with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!